We are super happy and blessed to have Kathleen with us today. Kathleen is actually working with a bigger idea that is happening in Cornwall. And what is so special about our episode today is we are here in Cornwall talking about a big event is coming up. So, hi, Kathleen. How are
Hi.
you?
Thank you so much to you and Kaiser for doing this. It's really important. Thank you.
It's a blessing. Thank you so much for being with us, giving your time and your energy to be with us today. So I wanted to please introduce you, and I want you please to tell us a little bit about what is the art walk and how it's happening. What is this art walk?
Well, it started about 3 years ago when a bunch of artists got together. A lot of us were from out of town, and we've been in other places where there have been Fourth Fridays, Nuit Blanche, art walks, that type of thing. And we thought we could bring something like that to the streets of Cornwall because it was a big sports town, but not a big art town. And we were just trying to get the art out there and promote the artist's work and that kind of thing. And just basically it's just getting the artists out of their creative spaces, because we often work alone, into the streets where the people are and where you can get feedback, where people talk to you. They like to watch the process of somebody painting. It connects the community with the artists, which is, we're often just like in our own little private, quiet,
in our own bubble.
In our own bubble. And it's important for us as well, for mental health and things, to get out sometimes and talk to people, you know.
Yeah, of course. And I wanted to mention my experience as well with the artwork, how it was really amazing that I just texted a message and then you welcomed me and you sent me a lot of what to do, where to go, where is exactly my spot. And when I came, you have been there for me to let me know that I'm here, I'm welcome to sit. And of course, as a new member in the community, I was super, super happy and blessed to know about the artwork. It's opened the doors, let us all see each other. And of course, after this, the lockdown, it was really important to see each other. Can you tell us what is the different? What do you feel different this year after, what, especially this year, with the lockdown and everybody was kind of more in their bubble?
We needed to wait for to go ahead from the health unit first, because we weren't sure we could even do it. But there are guidelines we have to follow this year, which we didn't have to do before. We could be much closer together last time. Like 2 artists could be in the same space, but now we really have to separate people and keep them safe. So that's been a bit of a difficult thing. And it's harder to get a few artists out, because I think they are afraid of the pandemic right now, even though we're doing pretty good in numbers here. But when you're around people, you worry, especially if you're not getting out much. But this year is gonna I just hope that all the artists can come out, even if you're not going to be an artist that exhibits, maybe come out and see what it's like, and so that the next one you can join in. It's a lot of fun to be out on the street. People walking by in the community, they love to see something new. They love to see something happening. It's all run by just a small group of volunteers, really, that get it all together. We don't have a big budget. We're always looking for funds for that kind of thing, or just to be able to pay the musicians just a little bit of money, if nothing. They can't be expected to work for free forever, and the artists get a chance to really make new contacts. I mean, I met some people who later on bought from me. So if they don't see your artwork, if they don't go out to gallery openings and things, it's a chance to bring the art to the street where people are, especially on a Friday night. It's a busy night. So
exactly, yeah.
And I really want to get it across that there are a lot of young people, students, that are really great artists, and they're not joining in something like this, and I'm sad by that. I think they need to come out and don't be shy, just take your spot, and then we'll help you through it. But you're going to really enjoy it, and you're going to feel inspired by all the other artists, and you're going to meet other artists, and that's really encouraging to do that when you work on art.
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask you about this. Do you think to encourage the young people, because I don't want to consider myself as, you know, the age is always nothing in art. Like young, whatever age you are, you can just do and be an artist. So how can we encourage the young people to be with us more, to be out in the streets more, to make them feel comfortable with whatever art they do? It doesn't have to be a classic. It doesn't have to be, you know, like I don't know, whatever we expecting. Are we open to put maybe there are different art projects out there? Like can the Art Walk host a TV and a DVD, and we can, you know, post their, if they're doing some documentaries, films, visual arts, maybe some drama, theater, something small they can do. This we can add more.
Yeah, especially during the pandemic, because we're not able to go to the theater groups, and the theater groups still want to get together. They still want to perform. They still want to do things, you know, practice their trade as well. And so it would be kind of nice to have like a little taste of what's going on in the city, even behind the scenes, because people don't get that point of view. They don't get to see something. And I just want to really encourage, like, I'm glad that you're doing this, because I'm hoping people will watch it, and that young people, maybe we can get in touch with a couple of art teachers or something, because they would for sure know who of their students would be very interested in and have enough maybe work to bring out or just even draw on the street. But I you know, the encouraging is try to get them, because I think if I had been encouraged more at that age, if I'd had some type of outlet like that, I would be a much better artist today, you know.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think it's always important to get people together, and the society is all of us. So me as a mom, as an artist, is okay to get my kids with me. Everybody's welcome. So it's an open invitation, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And I think if we can just get it out there that, you know, if you're interested in art at all, you can be just interested in looking at it. We're happy with those people too, because those are future customers, you know. But if you love art, if you like to draw, if you're a creative person, come on out and see what it's like. We're going to kind of keep doing this every year, and it's usually the fourth Friday of every month. Now with the pandemic, we were not able to do the first two, so the budget got cut in half, and so now we did one in July, which turned out really quite good, considering it was like a pandemic and we weren't sure. We had quite a few artists that came out, but this year we're going to streamline it. It's only going to be on Pitt Street. So you won't be stuck in an area that not too many people are walking by. And I'm really sorry about that, but it's like last year, it was the way to another big gallery, which is not open this year. So we used the second street, the library, and that to get to the extra, you know, it was one of the ways to get there, but now it just falls flat, which is too bad. So we're just going to keep it all on Pitt from 3rd all the way down to Water Street. You know, if we have to, we'll even go into the park a little bit. If we have too many people, that would be a lovely problem to have. But so far, we have about 25 artists. We have room for about 40. Mm-hmm. And we will probably open it up a little bit to artisans as well that can sell products that they make. So it very much is a creative thing for an artisan as well. So, you know, I think it would make it more interesting on the street as well to have, you know, paintings, and then you have people making jewelry, and then you have, so it's still creative, right? And
of course. It's an open idea for a lot, because art is like, I don't know if it's now even it's a thing. What is art is whatever makes you happy. So if you want to come and dance, if you want to come and do some small thing, and I hope we will be able again to be together so we can do more, you know, maybe an art workshop and open for everyone to try or to add something. I was thinking about actually doing something like that if it's safe, like with cleaning the material and everything, because I think getting to, it's not important that you're to be a very famous artist. It's just to do art. It's good for yourself as a human, as a person.
Mm-hmm. Yes, even like something like some kind of chalk workshop where, you know, we can go and paint up the sidewalks all the way along somewhere or something, just to give people walking or like the bike trails. You know, people are driving by, walking by, and if they had something really cool to look at all the way along, it'd be fun. A lot of people have put little rocks and painted them along the trail. Yeah, so you look for those. COVID has had made a big difference in how we live our lives. But yeah, there are definitely ways we could get together and be safe, but we'd have to be mostly outside, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, indoor spaces, are already worse than outdoor spaces, right? So if we can do the outdoor spaces, I think it's better, and it gets people out of the house and outside. And
yeah, we need this, of course.
in nature.
So, but what is the plan for the future? Like when it's maybe, let's say it's getting cold, or if we want to get more bigger, or we want to organize it like for 2 days of the art walk. There is a plan for like 3-4 months from now.
Yeah, I mean, normally we used to do it up until September, but no, this year we made something in September with the city. They're doing some kind of big event in the park. And so we might be tagging on to that, which would be really cool. And then next year, if we can make it bigger, we may end up having to have the event in the park instead of on the street, because with not being able to close the street down to, people walking and cars going by and everything, it leaves very little room for artists during this period where we have to self-isolate. And then a lot of stores don't really stay open. So, some do. And we really appreciate, like, the toy store, the Happy Popcorn Company, Tilly's. Of course, the restaurants are open. But a lot of the stores kind of close down on the Friday night. So it's not like we're bringing business to them if they're not going to be open.
Yeah, but it's a great idea that how we can connect art with supporting business, because actually
that was the whole point with the art walk, that we were going to get together with the merchants, and we were going to, if possible, put artwork in all their windows, as well as have people out on the street.
Yeah, and it was really a great idea if all the coffee shops, all the restaurants would open for the artist, and maybe in the winter to as well put their art. I was talking with Pierre like maybe 3-4 days ago, and I was thinking to reach people, and as well to make art for the people. Art, it's important, of course, to be in the galleries, but as well, art could be everywhere. Like everybody needs art. When you're drinking your coffee, when you're sitting somewhere, it's a healing thing, right? To see something beautiful.
A lot of restaurants like Schnitzel's takes artwork, and I have been the person that's been hanging it for different artists. They get it for a month. It doesn't even cost anything for the artist, and some have sold. Not everybody sells, but you get your artwork out there, and you get recognized as, oh, I recognize that art. I know what that artist is, who that artist is. You want people to just get comfortable with what you do and look at it. And the more you look at something, the more you love it, or the more it doesn't speak to you. Either way, but that's what art is. It's like it's a personal thing from the artist, but it all depends, and everybody who looks at it gets their own personal thing from it. I believe that I don't really want to explain my work too much when I do it, because I want the person viewing it to have their own experience of what it means to them. Even though it's just a landscape, it might bring back a memory for them or something. I don't need to tell them what it's all about from my point of view, unless they want to know, and that's fine too,
Yeah.
But it's important the very first time for them to have their own experience with the piece and get their own feeling from it. And then if you want to talk, I'll tell you what I was thinking, and then you could tell me what you saw. That's great. That's where the conversation starts, and people get connected that way, and art connects people.
I totally believe I'm totally in with you. And that the most important thing for me was actually to connect and to see artists, because I think finding each other as well, it's very important to be together and to continue feeling that we are we are in this together. We are in the street together. We are supporting each other. And whatever art is happening, there is no competition at all. It's actually your art makes me happy, makes me do my art in a better way. And this is how it works. This puzzle gets together. And I want to ask you, please, another question. And you, of course, add whatever you feel like you want to add, because you know more about this project more than me. So if I just a small notice that I saw that maybe we can add something for the little kids as well, maybe something that for some the little artist in every place, like someone under 8 years old. There's kind of programs to get the babies with moms or something to do something together as well in the art walk, or programs to get the babies welcome to be familiar with art, to get some messy around and just be happy playing.
Oh, there's so many opportunities for that type of thing. It's just, somebody has to sort of start it and organize it and get volunteers. Very little budget for that type of thing, so it has to pretty much be a volunteer thing. But we do have a new art center that's going to be built in town here, and we're getting close to the amount of money that we needed to raise for them to start building it. And it's right on Pitt Street as well. It was the old Bank of Montreal. And so, like, I've only been here 7 years, but in 7 years, the art scene has come a long way. Like, there were so many great people who have done so much of the legwork beforehand, like getting groups organized. Like, there's Focus Art, which is a group of over 100 members. There's a Kathleen Gallery, which has an opening, by the way, during Art Walk this coming month. So there's a lot of different artists being showcased in there. It's really worth going there to see that. And it's also part of the Art Walk. It's this side of, it's on the south side of Pitt. So you're going to be, it's coming down from 3rd. So you can't miss it. It's important to go see the galleries too. We need to support them for sure, because, without a place to show, like in the winter, or if you have a body of work and you need to show your work, you want to show your work, it's nice to be able to do it locally, and then once you have, you've had a solo show, now you can go to another city maybe and get another solo show. You need to start somewhere, and the galleries here have been very, very helpful, for that type of thing. I think some might have not made it through the coronavirus, not sure yet, but which would be too bad. It would be sad to think that we don't have galleries anymore, but we still have one, and Kathleen Gallery is doing great. And then we had the OBO group that moved to a new gallery. They're not open right now, so I'm hoping that they open up maybe later on, but they're amazing. They give so many workshops. They have beautiful work, beautiful artists that work with them. And
is it okay we put all the links for all this that you have been talking about, where to go, what's happening, and we will put it there after the interview so people can reach out and get to know more? As I was thinking, it's important as well, especially this time, that it's okay, yes, we don't want anyone to be, of course, in danger or anything, but it's important as well to care for your soul and to deal with art, and it will make you feel better. As the soul is what makes you go on. It's important to eat and have the house and be safe, but as well, it's important to feel safe inside by dealing with something. We don't have to be sick to get the mental health programs or to deal with art. You just have to take it. It's like the small push to make you feel better. This is what I believe, right? So,
I believe too. And if you see something you really love, sometimes maybe you can't afford the original artwork, but maybe there's a print or a card.
Thank you.
And you can put it on your fridge, and it's like affordable art then. It's still a piece you fell in love with, and it's still something you can look at every day. You just, if you don't have the budget, you don't have the budget, but doesn't mean you can't have artwork in your house. And when it's original, it's more personal, I think, when it's comes from somebody local, and it might be a local scene, it might be a local whatever. So it means more, I think.
Yes. This is important. Thank you for mentioning this. I'm sorry. I just wanted to talk with you more about the local. That, of course, I can't get a very amazing artist. Let's say, I don't know, Picasso or something, and I have it in the house, or of course not the original one, but a copy. But I wanted to know why it's important to be connected to our place, like we are here, why it's important to connect it to the artist in Cornwall, in the art locally, what's happening. If this makes us feel more connected, is it makes us feel grounded, or we can see each other better? I wanted you please to talk with us about this more. Till Kaiser will come and add another video. I actually am calling him in public now. So here you go. What is really important about connecting with the art in local? why we have.
We always talk about support local, support local. It's really important for the artists as well. And I know it's sometimes when you have musicians in your own town, let's say I'm going to use musicians as an example, people don't think much of them, but, and then Montreal will hire them, but we won't pay them. We expect them to work for very little. And that's just the way it is sometimes. Your local people, you just get tired. Oh, yeah, okay, I've seen her stuff before or whatever. So, but there are so many artists here. There's got to be somebody that you can support, even if it's by buying their cards or not too many people can live off their art. But, that can change. That can change if people start buying local and start maybe saving up for a real piece of art instead of something that everyone else has in their house. It makes a difference. It does. I all of my artwork has been purchased from other artists. The ones on my walls. I don't have my own art up anymore at my house. I just kept buying them because they're so beautiful. You meet other people's work, and it just makes you happy when you look at them. So. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it builds more connection with where we are and who's with us, what's happening around us. And it's very important to see something like when I see a beautiful paint like your work that we're seeing at the moment, and then when I go out and I can relate this to what's around me, I think this is as well makes me connected more with the place, and of course with you and with anyone else who can see actually your beautiful work and feel that we are in this pretty amazing place together.
Yes, yeah, and that's why Art Walk is good too, because it's we're getting more people interested in art that maybe might not have thought of doing that on a Friday night, going to an art opening gallery or something. Why not do that before dinner, or after dinner? Why not? So the more we get out there in the public, the more people get used to it, the more they get it. Because we've had people from out of town even like, oh my goodness, this small town is like, it's so lively down here. And I'm thinking one night a month, maybe, if we're lucky, but yeah, it feels alive when people are mingling, are talking to each other. They're not on a screen all the time, it's important.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, of course, it's really important. And I think as well for the idea of the artist, the media, when some movies or something, when you see the artist sitting alone in their studios, maybe, smoking, or they like have colors all over their face and in their mood, this is not actually always true. Maybe part of it, but in general, artist is also a person who have a wife, have kids. They're people. They want to go out and eat. They want to party. They want to see people. And I think from there they can get their passion to continue. It's okay to be alone for a while, but as well encouraging all the artists to be out there. And I think it's, as you said, the art walk is open for all kinds of arts. You can come and dance. You can just come and put maybe your video or your music out there. Everybody's welcome. And yes, for more programs for kids and young people, I'm totally in. I think it's a new wave that always we can have, something new, we change. It's good to change.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, listen, creativity is such an important thing for people's well-being, their mental health. It's a language. It's an outlet. If you are having really bad feelings or a really difficult time, there's nothing better than putting something down on canvas and dealing with it and letting it go, and or you want to paint something that makes you happy, like this painting makes me happy. So, it didn't start off like that, but that's how it ended up. It's always a surprise. You never know. I love that about it. And it's so fun to paint, and it's a meditation as well. If you can get in the zone, if you can just get where you're just doing and you're not even like thinking about it, and 4 hours can go by and you feel like it's been 20 minutes. And that's a really great feeling. That's like an amazing feeling, I think, to do that.
It is, yeah. It, as you said, it's kind of meditation, a high kind of meditation as well. And I want you please to tell us a little bit more about yourself then. So did you started painting when you, when? What is your journey as an artist? And this amazing work is done here in Cornwall?
Yes, yeah. Most of it's done here in Cornwall. I did live in Guelph for a while. About this one here, I just want to mention, that's a red dress. So that's part of the red dress campaign for the missing and murdered Aboriginal women in Canada. There's been way too many. Like one is too many, but it just keeps happening. It has to stop. So that one sold right away, and the person didn't even know the dress hanging. He just thought it was a flag, and then I explained it, and it meant more to him then after that, you know. But, yeah, this is the first painting my father commissioned from me, and that got me up painting again. So he didn't commission the exact thing. He just wanted me to paint something for him. And so that got me painting again, which I've just continued on since then. It hasn't been that long. I stopped for a long time, you know, when you have kids and you're working and
but it's in you. You always you have been always painting since you're a kid, right? And then
yeah. My father bought me Spirograph when I was about 7 or 8 years old. It wasn't even available in Canada yet. He'd been in UK and purchased it. And he knew I liked to draw. He knew Spirograph is like amazing, right? You can do all these cool things. And yeah, so my father's always understood his children and where their passions seem to lie, you know. And he was very, very good for that kind of thing. He was a good gift giver. He knew what to give you to make you happy, even though you didn't know you wanted it, you know.
So, this is an amazing job to be a good father, yeah. Right?
Yes. Yeah, really great. And I come from Sept-Îles, Quebec, which is a place where it's 1,000 kilometers northeast of Montreal, and that's where I was born and raised. And I lived there again a year and a half ago with my mom when she wasn't well. I love it. It's 18 miles of uninterrupted beach, and a really long winter, a cold, like these are all pictures from there. These are all paintings. Mostly, a lot of my paintings are from there because it's home for me still. It'll always be home, I think. I love Cornwall. We're on the St. Lawrence, just like where I came from. So, but I do love Cornwall. It's about the size of my hometown as well. So it feels homey to me, you know.
And it's inspiring you to work more and to get connected. And this is, I think, how we feel home. You feel home when you feel more connected and you feel like you're grounded. And yeah. I think you're doing great, Kathleen. And thank you so much for being here with us today and for all your support, for all your great energy, for welcoming me in the art walk, for opening your heart for everyone to be there and to make sure that everybody's safe. And of course, for all the group who are working in the art walk, it's an amazing project. Thank you all. Thank you so much, Kathleen.
You and your husband and family have amazing, and we're so happy you're in town because we need that here. So keep it up.
Thank you. We're so happy to be here as well. If I wanted to say anything about Cornwall, that I will say that I was blessed, and immediately when I felt that I'm safe here, I'm happy to be here, and I'm more connected to natural. Like I can see more, and this was an amazing gift as an artist as well. It was really calming my soul down that I can see more, and it's an open to do more. So if anyone have a project or an idea want to develop, it's a great place to be in Cornwall and work in this. And I will see you in the art walk then.
Okay, thanks. I look forward to seeing you on the street.
Thank you so much, and it will be lovely to see you in the street, of course. Thank you, Kathleen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.